Well, good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Saturday night at the Midwest Charity Horse Show here with John Knatzer, tonight of Carriage Lane Farm. Tonight we named Best in Show, the Daily Lottery, and Gabe Deknatel, also our Amateur 5-Gated champions this week. Now, the Amateur 5-Gated Championship at this horse show, a class that Carriage Lane knows very well. John Knatzer has trained 12 champions of this class. First it was Callaway's Criterion and Paul Treiber. They won twice. Callaway's Weatherman and Gabe Deknatel won 4 times. Carroll Hill and Brandon Swish picked up 3 tricolors in that class, and then Gabe Deknatel won 3 times, his 3rd time here this week with the Daily Lottery. Now, John, first we'll talk about those 4 horses. Tell me, what's the difference in all 4 of those horses? How are they a little bit different?
Well, what I'm going to tell you is how they're a little bit similar. They're all horses that have a ton of courage. They're great in crowds of horses, and with all championship gated horses, they're great closers. They're great racking horses, because in a gated class, if you can't win the last gate, you can't win a championship class. Of course, the last gate's always the rack.
Yeah, that rack is always important, especially second weight coming in. Now, is there a different way that you prepare those horses to be like that, or has that just been God-given?
Well, of course, that's the difference in the horses. Some of these horses are more relaxed than others, and some that you can let them extend themselves prior to the class, and others you have to keep more relaxed. So each horse is an individual in that respect.
Now, you've had a ton of success, obviously, with amateur horses, ladies' horses. I'd like to talk about how you put a team together. Kind of talk about how you put that whole team together, from selecting the horse all the way through putting the team together, putting it in the show ring. How has that process worked out so well for you?
Well, I'm going to say that every one of these horses were piloted by a rider that could execute a game plan. These were all seasoned riders. They'd had a lot of show ring experience, and they were all relaxed in a show ring environment. And when you take a rider with a good game plan and a great horse, success is sure to follow,
Now, this horse show, Midwest Charity Horse Show, a horse show you guys attend every year, always a successful string that you bring. What does it mean to win a class like this on this level of a horse show?
This, for me, this is my 5-gated grand championship on Saturday night. This is something that I've always tried to specialize in, is amateur horses, and this is my greatest achievement.
You also showed a horse of your own here, Spanky McFarland, in the UPHA Park Pleasure Classic. Tell us a little bit about him, breeding, what's he's like to be around, what's he like to show.
Yeah, my wife and Tammy and myself have raised Spanky, and he's by Perry Apter, and he's out of a Catalyst mare that we bought out of the Callaway Hill sale a few years ago. And he was a beautiful horse, a horse that's mature beyond his years, and of course, we're excited about him, and he's eligible for all the futurities for the young horses. So we're looking forward to a real jackpot with Spanky McFarland.
All right, now, amateur gated horses, you always seem to kind of have an emotional connection with some of these horses. Swish, I remember at the Royal when you retired Swish. It was a very emotional moment for you. Can you speak a little bit to that? Obviously, you talked about amateur horses being your specialty. How do you get so close to these horses?
Well, as a horseman, when you have the great fortune to be associated with a horse that's got all the God-given ability, and you just provide the direction for it. And I've got a saying that a great horse can use his gameness either for good or for bad, and when directed consistently, these horses are tremendously rewarding, and they're there for you every day. They're not just good 5 days out of 7. They're good 7 out of 7, and it's being in the right place at the right time. There's got to be a little luck involved in a career,
Now, where does Carriage Lane go from Midwest? Where's your next stops?
Well, we've got the Ohio State Fair coming up this summer, as well as some county fairs in Kentucky.
Will I see you at Shelby County Fair next week, maybe even as just a spectator?
We're going to be there every night showing, so everybody should come and watch.
It should be a good one next week as well. Well, for Report TV with John Knatzer, I'm Tuffy Owens. For more coverage of Midwest Charity, check out the June 25th Midwest Special Edition.